basically, endometriosis is a painful disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I say painful, I need to put some like exclamation points behind that because that shit's
How many? How many?
like 10.
Okay,
Like 10 with a couple of mad emojis, like just all of that. Blowing
right.
smoke and everything. It's a painful disorder
Mm-hmm.
where normally the tissue that lines your uterus that you shed every month, it actually grows in other places.
Mm-hmm.
So it can grow in anywhere from outside of the uterus, and they have seen cases where it goes all the way up possibly into your lungs.
Wow.
So yeah, it can affect your breathing. It affects you mentally, physically, sexually. It affects the food you eat. I mean, certain things just don't transpire with it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And that's the thing that pretty much prompted you to kind of like get it together. That's kind of like the same thing in my case. Even before I was diagnosed with CHF years ago, I knew something was going on. I knew I had some issues. I would have some like heavy chest pains at times and things like that. Stuff I would try to ignore. So I kind of knew some stuff was going on. So that was kind of like my rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
They pretty much told me, you about to die. Okay. So it's like,
That's how they say it. Like, listen, if you don't get your act together.
But you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I truly appreciated, I had 3 doctors that I saw. One, I remember all of them, but one in particular, he came in and pretty much he was just blunt. Pretty much like, he was like a Middle Eastern guy. He was pretty much like, I'm not going to bullshit you. Basically, if you don't stop such and such and such and such and such, you're going to die. That's it. You know
And
what I'm saying?
that's what a lot of people need. You need that nurse or that doctor just to be like, listen, if you don't get your act together, you gonna fucking die. In layman's terms. And sometimes you gotta say it in a nice way, like, but a lot of people need that healthcare provider to really like kick them in the ass to be like, listen,
Yes.
this is what your life's gonna look like if you don't get your shit together. And I'm
Right.
that nurse that be like, yo, if you don't stop eating that, you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna cut your leg off because you don't go to circulation. They're gonna do this, and they just be looking at me like. And then sometimes the family members be like, "See, we needed you. Yeah, you need. Sometimes you just gotta be
that hard truth.
That hard truth. A lot of people.
Wait. You up there getting gangster with the patients? What's going on here?
Sometimes you gotta.
Okay.
Sometimes you gotta. Sometimes you have to. I mean, a lot of patients, it just depends on the patient. I gotta fill out their vibe first.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, listen, heart to heart, like you really gotta get your act together.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything that the doctor done told you is starting to transpire. So what are we gonna do about this?
But and, I know they appreciate that.
Some of
them
really
appreciate
do.
That.
Some of them really do, and it makes me feel like, dang, I really did something. Like I'm following my purpose.
If you know the truth, is like, how could you not? I mean, even if you do and they don't, adhere to it, that's cool too. But at the same time, you went ahead and you put it out there. Like,
I did my job. I did what I was supposed to do.
Right.
Either be receptive of it or not. But I feel like as long as I did what I was supposed to do and I guided you down the right direction, it's a lost cause for you if you take it or leave it. And I'm the same way with my family. Same exact way. I'm like, listen, I done told you. I don't know. I ain't gonna be that person crying over somebody's casket and all of that. Like if I told you to get your shit together.
Ain't no love out there, y'all.
It's not, yo. It's not, because we all got the same equal opportunity. It's just who's gonna take it.
We all got that same 24 hours a day. Look, let me say this.
Like Beyonce.
This is a quote I heard from David Goggins. Okay, this is what he said. He said, "Life isn't fair. It's fair enough." That's powerful. You know what I'm saying? That's powerful. Like, shit might not be that easy, but you can still make it through. You can still find it fine. You can find and stick your way through that joint. You know what I mean? So the endometriosis, did they say how you caught it or what was,
It started with painful periods. So for most females, period pain is like the worst thing ever. And they were just like, oh, take some ibuprofen, da-da-da. And I'm like, nah, something ain't right, man. I'm waking up nauseous. I'm waking up sick. I'm starting to have fevers. I'm like, something's not right. So I just kept pushing on my doctor. I'm like, something ain't right. For me to have intercourse, it hurts. Something is physically fucking wrong.
Mm.
And then she sent me to a specialist, and they were like, listen, we can, it's no test, it's no MRI we can do. We just got to do surgery to see what's there. But it sounds like you have this thing called endometriosis. And I'm just like, all right, so what I know y'all got to do surgery. I know that. When we doing the surgery? Because we done
Right.
tried all my options of different birth control, and the killer for me was when my doctor told me we wanted to put you on Lupron. So Lupron is it's basically, I don't even want to say almost, it's a chemo drug.
Okay.
And I'm just like, nah, I don't want to be on Lupron. I don't want to lose my hair. I don't want to go in early menopause. Mm-mm. Let's do the surgery, see what it is, see what happens, and go from there. So basically, that's what happened. I had my surgery where they went in, removed the endometriosis. And it's crazy because I remember, like, the whole time of leading up to my surgery, I was scared. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I'm nervous. I'm like, damn, I got to be on the other side. I got to be the fucking patient. And
Mm.
if this young lady, if Erica watches this, I greatly appreciate you as a friend because you were my nurse in the OR. So shout out
Oh,
to
wait, hold on. Let's
Erica.
give it up one time for Erica.
Yes,
Erica.
give it up for Erica because
All right.
she was a friend and an amazing friend. She's an amazing nurse. I actually watched her go through her whole being in nursing school and all that. I was there for a portion of it, and she was like, "Yo, this is this who I think it is?" So then when she walked in the room and pulled back the curtain, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I feel like I can go to sleep
Wow.
better." And she held my
You
hand,
know
and
that
I
wasn't
woke up.
coincidence, right?
It was, because I was scared
No, I said
shitless.
it
I'm like,
wasn't. I said it wasn't coincidence. That
I
was
think it
meant to
was.
happen. That was
It was
meant to
meant to
happen.
happen. It was meant to happen. So I'm just like, I went to sleep knowing that I got somebody in this room that I physically know and got my best interest. Don't get me wrong, my doctor and everything, but it's just a personal type of feel when you
Right.
actually know somebody. So shout out to
Right.
Erica. I probably told you thank you before, years before, but thank you again if you get to watch this. So
Okay.
definitely, it's greatly appreciated, and you're doing amazing now. So
That's what's
yeah.
up. So, okay, so the endometriosis. So you told me when we talked previous that you pretty much figured out that it was what you were eating.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
so
Okay.
yeah, basically what endometriosis is, sometimes you'll have flare-ups. That's what we call
Okay.
it. And flare-ups is basically like where you go through a period of time where you don't have pain, but you can eat something or something, you can do something, but mainly I think it's boiled down to what we're eating. So for me, I'm gonna say for what I was eating, it would cause a flare-up where I would be in chronic pain all
Okay.
over again.
So
So
when you say it was what you were eating, describe to the people pretty much what your lifestyle was like as far as like your
yeah,
diet
I'm
at that
about to
time.
hurt a lot of feelings right now because they're gonna be
Don't
like,
hurt
"What?"
them. Don't hurt them. Don't hurt
So
them.
dairy was the number one factor.
Mm-hmm.
Dairy and gluten. My doctor
Okay.
told me, she said, listen, I need you to physically stop eating dairy. I need you to stop eating foods that have gluten. I need you to go gluten free. And I'm just like, oh, you want me to eat some cardboard? And she's like, I need you to physically stop doing these things. You know, way back when I was in the process of getting healthy, when I knew something was going on with my body, my doctor beforehand told me this. My trainer told me this. Shout out to Brian Woodford. He was my trainer at the Edge Fitness Club. I
All
had
right.
amazing results with him because I started to cut out dairy. I started to cut out red meat. I started to cut out certain processed
You said that you did
foods.
that with Brian.
Brian Woodford, yes.
Hey,
So
y'all out there, go see Brian Woodford. We said Edgewood. Where he at?
Edge Fitness Club. But
Edge
even
Fitness.
before then, because like
Okay.
my story is crazy. So before Brian Woodford
Mm-hmm.
has came Fashion Mickle. Fashion Mickle was like the person that I reached out and I was like, listen, you got this fitness challenge going on Instagram. I want to be a part of it. I need to get healthy. Like I see you like tummy on fleek,